we were talking about Victor Wembanyama at the top of the show. I think, is it fair to say both of us were encouraged? I think he'll be a superstar. Like, I saw enough to be like, oh, he's going to be, I don't know if he'll be what they all saying, but he's going to be a star, assuming he stays healthy. Like, I saw, I know it's summer league, but he got 27 and 27 disjointed minutes. The guard's not really looking for him. And I like one thing Jerry West said, the great Jerry West, is that he looks like it comes easy to him. Like he's not trying that hard. And that's what the greats look like. And I think that's what he looked like. But Jerry West said more about Wembanyama. And Jerry West, of course, is one of the greatest judges of talent in the history of basketball.
Period.
I mean, we all knew Shaq was great, but he got Shaq to the Lakers. And Kobe, no, they didn't know Kobe was going to become what he did. He was drafted 13th.
He knew.
Yeah, he knew. He traded Vlade Divac, who was a very good player, for Kobe at 13. Kobe was drafted 13th, and the rest is history. So here's what the great Jerry West said about Wembanyama.
But I think when he comes into the league, I think he'll be more of if you watch him defensively, he ruins games. I mean, he reminds me a little bit of a bigger Bill Russell with a big reach, coming from everywhere, blind sides. So any offensive player is going to have to be really cautious about where he is, because he's going to mess up some offenses, that's for sure.
Now, Rob G, did he say that before the second game?
Yes, he did. In between games 1 and 2.
So he hadn't even seen the 27, 12, and 3 game.
Well, he knows. He knows talent. He knows young talent, and he knows the ceiling, right? He knows basketball through and through. It's all about the organization. It's all about the development. Victor's at a perfect place for him. We know they can develop bigs there. We know they'll run a style of offense that will focus and specialize on getting him the ball in his right spots, because they've done it for 2 Hall of Famers. They've won championships doing it that way. And, quiet as kept, Greg Popovich would rather go inside out opposed to outside in, which is what the league is doing.
Right.
So it's a perfect marriage. I hate that he's buried in San Antonio. It would have been nice to have him at a bigger market, but San Antonio, for a smaller market team, is steeped in championship tradition.
Right. So he's going to be, obviously he's going to be on TV as much as they can put him on.
Yes, they will.
And you know what I think, and I hear you, but because as great as Duncan was, he was a tad dull, his game.
Yes.
Right.
It was fundamental, the big fundamental. He was fundamentally sound.
But this guy, I think he's going to be fun to watch. So I think that's it. Now, granted, Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili were fairly exciting players, but they still were, that was viewed as a dull team. It just was. But with Wembanyama, if he's exciting, his style of play, and I think he will be just because he's so tall and he's not just on the block, I think they're going to be fun to watch rather than, what they used to be, even as great as they were. But here's what I want to get to. Draymond Green said a couple of weeks ago that Wembanyama's being set up to fail because the expectations are so great. We've said it before. We'll say it again. One executive told Adrian Wojnarowski, maybe a few, this might be the best prospect in American team sports history. Others told him he should be the best player in the league, both sides, defensively and offensively, by year 3. And then, of course, the great Jerry West compares him to Bill Russell. And I think the reason he did that, Ephraim, again, especially coming off game 1, was that obviously you didn't see the tremendous offense in game 1. But what you did see was he steps on the court, he's a blocked shot. And so I think that's what Jerry West was seeing. Like, Bill Russell was not the most skilled offensive player by any stretch of imagination. But he was a tremendous rebounder and a tenacious defender, and he was the hub of that dynasty that won 11 championships in Boston because of his defense. And so I think that's why Jerry West made that comparison, because he's saying, wow, when this dude really gets in shape, because that was another thing. He was fatigued. When he really gets in shape, when he gets stronger, when he's still somewhat of a boy at 19. When he becomes
somewhat
a
of
man,
a boy. That is
right? He becomes a man. Oh, he's going to be he is going to just wreak havoc defensively. But now you add the offense that we saw in game 2. So what I want to ask you is, I don't think he's being set up for failure, Ephraim. I think in today's world where there's so much coverage, social media, television shows, 24/7 debating these things, radio shows doing the same, that if somebody shows this type of promise, it's what happens. It's what happens. So I don't think anybody's setting him up to fail. It's just like, wow, this dude is incredible. So we're saying that. And we'll see if he can live up to it.
A trap door. When expectations are that high, very few can live up to them. Remember when they had Jerry Stackhouse sitting in Michael Jordan's locker?
Yes.
Did he?
He was part of that decade of next Jordans, right?
Remember Harold Miner?
Yeah, I covered Harold Miner. Baby Jordan, wasn't he?
Baby Jordan. You have to be careful when you heap all-time greatness on a child.
Right.
Because it's dangerous. It's dangerous because we're human. Human nature is to embrace the accolades. Embrace the good that they say about you. We're taught, oh, don't worry about the negative stuff, but you have to not worry about the good stuff. You got to block everything out. You can't ingest all the good and block out the hate. We're taught to do that, especially in a social media age. Right? Oh, don't worry about them haters on there. So you just find yourself reading about you only the good things, about how great you're going to be, about how you're this and how you're that. And sometimes you can lose focus. And in order to be great and be an all-time great, you can never lose focus. That's the trap door. That's the pitfall of buying in to all of this cheer and greatness and this and that. Draymond Green was right. You're setting him up for failure because if he comes in and averages 15 points and 10 rebounds, him being an all-time great, that doesn't match up to what LeBron did.
Well,
his rookie year.
If he gives you 15, 10, and 3.5 blocks, you don't think that equals what
year.
LeBron did?
No. Tremendous
LeBron
year.
was 20 points, but 41% shooting.
No one
assists,
talks about that part of it.
But
they just look at the points.
I think that would match. You know, we have to see what it was like.
I think it would be great, but they're saying he's better, the best, right? He's better than that. Remember when Andrew Luck was coming out and it was like, well, I mean, John Elway. We haven't seen anybody since John Elway. Like, it's so high. No matter how good that player is, you can't climb and touch that. That's been the Jordan pitfall this whole time. When you're talking about the all-time greats, greater than Bill Russell, greater than what? He's 19 years old.
So you think he's being set up for failure?
I think there's a trap door there. No, he can either step on it or he can step over it.
Now, because LeBron is actually, Ephraim, I would say there have been two guys that I don't know what it was like for Wilt, but that I know of, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and LeBron James, that were this hyped or close. And they both lived up to it.
That's two guys. That's two players.
No, but, I mean, those are the only two that were this hyped. Now, Odin was hyped, but not like this.
Yeah, no one was hyped.
And Odin got hurt,
No one was hyped more than this kid. Because those very same players you're talking about are saying he's better than what they've ever seen. So that's just added pressure. When you got LeBron James talking about, I've never seen anything like this before.
I think LeBron called him an alien.
Right? Like, so now LeBron James, this kid has grown up with LeBron James being the greatest player in his lifetime, to watch in his lifetime. And that man said, you are out of this world. You're an alien. That is some serious praise and expectation. And it's just basketball. It's only one basketball and one goal you're scoring at. That's it.